Yo, what's up everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today we've got some interesting topics, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with something that I'd probably never say, but I think I'm going to say, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country DLC might be my game of the year outside of Super Smash Brothers, or it's probably going to be like co-game of the year. This is probably the best DLC as a standalone packaged game or best RPG on the Nintendo Switch. I've been playing it like crazy, and for those who don't know, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country is the final expansion slash DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's out for expansion pass users, so if you have Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and you have the expansion pass, you can automatically update your game and have access to this big expansion that's on Nintendo Switch. And I knew it was going to be good, guys, but the improvements, the refinements, I'm about 10 hours in, and not actually into the story 10 hours, but just 10 hours of about playing the game. Yesterday, live streamed it for you guys. I have some footage on the channel, and then I played a lot of it after PlayerEssence crossed Nintendo, and it is one of the most refined and best DLCs, probably the best DLC that I've ever played, but it's also a standalone game as well. Now, there was an update that went out there also for expansion pass users, legendary core crystals. They fixed some issues, some updates with Elma and having her on your team, so make sure you guys check out the link in the description below to get all of the updates that came along with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country. But it wasn't just the game and what they put out there with the story and everything. The game is actually so much more refined than Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's ridiculous. It's almost like a new game. It's like a 1.5 version, not quite like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2.5. It's that much better. The combat flow, the changes, everything is streamlined. It feels it's like the perfect version of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the perfect side story or version of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that gets rid of all of the little annoying things, refines everything, and makes it look even better. Honestly, guys, this is one of the best looking games on the Nintendo Switch. It is very visually pleasing, and on top of that, like the gameplay in there with the changes that they made, no more core crystals, where they have it to where you actually stack up different blade combos and driver combos, how you can use any one, but ones that go in a certain sequence will do extra damage, so you don't have to worry about having, okay, well, to get my level 3 blade combo, I have to have fire, fire, light, even though it'll be better if you do that, you'll get extra damage. But with this one, it can just go any level 1, any level 2, any level 3. So I really love that. Helps out newcomers as well. And the tutorial, speaking of newcomers, the tutorial is much better in there. The graphical improvements were no joke. And this is kind of what I wanted to talk about, because recently in a post talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country, the producer of the game, Takahashi, actually said that the game runs on a new engine. Now, I'm not sure if that was maybe a little bit of a translation snafu, but the translation came from Perfectly Nintendo Light Agent, which does excellent translations of everything, and he's completely fluent, so I don't think he messed that one up. So it's either running on a new engine like he says here, or it's a heavily modified or different enough to where he thinks it's pretty much a different engine, or it's like that. He also mentioned, Takahashi that is, that they're transitioning to their next game, and kind of maybe they're going to be using this new engine for their next title, whatever that turns out to be. And I'd be completely happy with that, because the improvements and the graphics in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country are actually a nice step above Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and the performance when it comes to frame rate and everything is also better. The game is much more stable, has less frame rate drops, looks better. So the game is smaller in scope, right? It's not as big as Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because it's not a full-on like sequel to the game. It is an expansion, but still, like, you see the nice little details in the armor and in the blades and all of them, and it just looks so good. The countryside, gourmet, and everything. It is a treat to look at. It is a treat to play. And honestly, DLC might be game of the year for me. Definitely for single player content. I'm not sure if there's going to be another game for me that has topped what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country has done. It's that good, and I'm not exaggerating with this, guys. I think I've spoken to quite a number of people who've already played the DLC. Some people have rushed through and beat it, but the fact that you get over 40 hours of gameplay on there is just amazing. And I'm, like I said, 10 hours in, and I'm still in the beginning stages. I just got like Hugo and Bridget, and right there. So I'm doing a lot of the side quests. I'm doing everything. I'm gonna 100% the game. So there's plenty of content in there for those who want to unlock the infinity charts and kind of go through and get everything. So yeah, 40 plus hours probably. For me, it's going to be like 60 to 70 hours or something like that, because there still is a lot of stuff to do in the game. Now, one question that I get quite a bit with this is, do I need to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in order to play Torna the Golden Country? And the answer is no, you don't need to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in order to play Torna the Golden Country. There is a standalone coming out on September 21st, so you can buy that physical or you can download that digital on the eShop, and it is a prequel to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, set 500 years before the events of that game. So you don't necessarily need to know or play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in order to play Torna the Golden Country and enjoy it, since it is a prequel. It is going to fill in a lot of the gaps and everything, so you won't know those gaps that you're filling in, but you can start off right here and be fine. And maybe it can be your launching point into getting into Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is still a great game. It just has some different mechanics that make it a little bit more grindy and everything like that, but it has way more content. Overall, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, since it's the base game, just has a lot more hours of gameplay. I know I put like around 190 hours, and I know people who've done more with all the different content, and I'm nowhere near done actually doing all of the affinity charts and everything with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So overall, you can jump in right here, guys. It wouldn't be a problem, and you're gonna have a lot of fun, and then you can get Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's fine as well, because that's a question that I get quite a bit. So I'm thoroughly happy and impressed with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country. This is the best RPG on the Nintendo Switch, in my opinion. I think it's one of the best RPGs made already, man, and I'm only this many hours, and I can't wait till I get through it more. It's really good, and I suggest all of you guys to go out there and check it out if you can. So what do you guys think about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country and your gameplay so far? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the next topic here. This is a little bit more of a weird announcement, but then again, when you look at it, it's not so weird, since it's already happened before once in Japan. So apparently, Assassin's Creed Odyssey Cloud version has been announced for the Nintendo Switch. So very similar to what Capcom did with Resident Evil 7 Cloud version coming over Japan only. So Ubisoft has announced this, and it was announced at the recent Nintendo Direct, but it's Japan only, but it seems to be the full game of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it's going to launch alongside the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC versions on October 5th in Japan, and they showed off some gameplay of it apparently running on the cloud version. It looks sharp, but once again, the problem with this is that it's a cloud version. It's not a real version that's running on the system itself, and in Japan, the internet speeds and everything are just so much faster and better and more clear. Even if you're out and about, everything's just much better in Japan with the online, so cloud versions can make sense if they can't make a regular or standard version, or don't have the time, or don't want to spend the money to do so. They're probably already making cloud versions in their studios and everything with Ubisoft servers for the next generation. So why not put that out there? Because that might be something that comes into fruition at some point, or that becomes normal for users there. But I know in Japan there's already a number of cloud games on the Switch beforehand. I talked about Resident Evil 7 cloud version, but there's also Phantasy Star Online 2, the cloud version of that game, also in Japan. It's not going to work here in the US. I don't think people have fast enough internet in order to take advantage of that. There's a lot of caps, and there's all sorts of data spikes. People are watching Netflix and stuff like that. It just drains people's internet too much, and we just don't have fast enough internet speeds that are affordable for everyone. There's fast internet, but everyone can't afford really fast internet to kind of stream a game like this. I think I'm probably going to try it out just to see how it runs and everything, but Assassin's Creed has never been a franchise that I've been really into. The last one that I beat was Assassin's Creed 2, and I was pretty much done after that. Necessarily didn't think it was the greatest game out there. there. But I know a lot of people do like Assassin's Creed. It's always been a big seller every single time that they do put it out. So Resident Evil 7 cloud version, we haven't got an announcement for an actual real version of the game, physical and everything that we can play normally for the rest of the world. So maybe that does come out at some point, but I'm not really sure. With this Assassin's Creed Odyssey cloud version of the game, I'm not really sure what's going on there. I don't think it's going to ever come out here in the West. But the Nintendo Switch is region free. So if you want to try it out, just make a Japanese account, go on there and download it and see what happens there. Now, they haven't announced more details on the payment structure and how that's going to work. So we're going to have to wait on that. I know there was like some type of trial or something with Resident Evil 7 and people played it here in the West. But some people said it performed okay based on their internet connection. Some people said it was horrible. So we'll see what happens there and how they price it and what they do. So what do you guys think about Assassin's Creed Odyssey cloud version in Japan? Are you guys going to try it out, make the account and do it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting PlayerEssence. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.